And every Swain does.
Most definitely. Yep. Okay, so here we go. Let me go ahead and click over and start the recording. Alright, sounds good. And so now we have the first game of the Team Solomid versus Epic Gaming. This is the final match to determine the champions of the qualifier tournament. So the way the rules are working on this is that if Team Solomid wins 2 games in a row, they will take the championship spot. However, if Epic Gaming wins just one game, then they will actually take the spot due to the fact that they are actually in the winner's bracket and Team Solomid's in the loser's bracket. Now, normally what would happen is you'd have 2 sets that they would have to win, that Team Solomid would have to win. So 2 games of 3 they'd have to actually win, whereas Epic Gaming would have to win 1 game of 3. But since it is kind of the end of the night, and the 2 teams have agreed to shorten it into the shortened rules, where it's just 2 games for Team TSM and then 1 game for EG, and that's kind of how it's going. So here we go, moving into that first game, and I'm pretty sure TSM is going to try and play it a little bit safe with their setup here. They don't want to give it away since they do have 2 games that they have to win, whereas Epic Gaming has less of that kind of pressure on them. And this is, by the way, just determining the seeding for the actual tournament and how that's going to work out. Therefore, it's not actually going to determine who goes to DreamHack. Both teams are going to DreamHack. It's just determining the seeding in that tournament.
Exactly, so, what position they're going to play, what team they're going to play in the tournament. So.
Definitely. So, hello, by the way, that is Keely, if you're curious.
Oh,
she is
sorry.
going to be casting with us. Yes, hi.
Yes, I am here. I am going to be co-casting this match.
All right, and so now Team Solomid is actually going to try and come up into this triangle bush. The minions have spawned, and Dan is actually jungling on Malachi. I was not expecting that, but Dan, I'm sure he's got something up his sleeves. Maybe going to come in with some try and get some jungle ganks. These guys down here are going to try and defend him at that blue buff. So this still could be a gank. There's 5v3, and we could see a gank there. 2 people flashing over the wall, not wanting to die. Reginald is doing lots of damage. Dan going to definitely go down, and first blood for Jana. So not the person you want to get first blood to, but either way, they did stop him from getting that blue buff, and Darius actually, I guess, disconnects or something.
Rage quit. No.
Yeah, rage quit. He said, I don't want no more of that. No, that's funny. The other one's going to go ahead and pick up that blue buff and continue on jungling. Now level 2, actually. So that was a good first game for them. And Dan.
Interesting little play there. We haven't seen any engages really in these first level 1 team fights as we've been talking about all these games. And it looks like they decided to actually go for it, and it really benefited them. So interesting there. I kind of didn't expect them to go for that level 1, as you were saying. We kind of expected them to play a little bit safe.
Yeah, and
it really paid off.
Yeah, so. It didn't really work. So that is good that TSM was able to pick that up. And here we go. Darius is back, so he wasn't gone for too long. Not going to be, hopefully, not too detrimental. And so Saul's playing that Swain. I think he did play Swain before, didn't he?
I know we've seen him play a Vlad, and we saw him. He may have played a Swain before.
I thought so. Anyhow, so Reginald is just going to be pushing him in here now. Kind of atypical that he's not top, but since there is a Jarvan on the team, that does make sense. Dandan's having a little bit of trouble jungling now that he doesn't have the blue buff, so he went ahead and took those wolves early on, and therefore he was able to get his race and the small golem camp, and now he's going to have to go back and then get healed up, buy some more potions probably, and then try and finish up the rest of the jungle.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I don't think I've ever actually seen a Malachi jungle. I know that in the early game, he's a really great champion, is what me and my friend the control. If you go throw your minions, or throw your little saplings starting at 105, if you throw your saplings in the enemy race, you can get all of your little saplings down, and they'll spawn, and you can instant kill all of them when those saplings explode.
Yeah, everything except for the big wraith, I believe.
Except for the big wraith, and that usually just takes maybe 1 or 2 auto attacks, and that's done. So it's very, we like to call it, like I say, wraith control, and it's all about the wraith control on Malachi. If you have him, go ahead and steal those enemy wraiths whenever you can.
Yeah, that can work out.
A little bit of, yeah. Looks like there's a little bit of shuffling back and forth top. You see Jarvan kind of hopping in and then hopping out back away from that Corki. I don't know if there's hard harass going, if they're just kind of trying to go for farm.
Yeah, I imagine that you're going to see Corki try and do a little bit of harassment onto Jarvan every time that he steps into last hit. But as you can see, it's not actually happening. But I mean, it's
Corki seems to have been taking the harass there.
Yeah, well, he's got pretty long range poke with his spear that he can place down, and so. Wow, look at the odd one coming around here trying to counter jungle Den, knowing that Maokai is probably not going to be the best at his low-level jungle, and he's just going to fear him and let him run away. Nothing to really actually stop him from, so I don't think he wants to continue with that. He knows he can't actually kill him, and if he stays too long, then Swain or Corki might fall back in and actually pick him up. Oh, look, those small golems are up now, and I think he knows that. He's going to try and come around here and stop him from this.
Yeah, it looks like Otto's going to try to take this other small golem. I think I'm a little bit ahead of you,
this is
but
very
he
dangerous.
does get...
Yeah.
It is kind of dangerous. He's doing this with the Corki there. He does have Jarvan for support, and I'm not sure which one of them got that small golem, but there is a little bit of harass going on.
Yeah, they both hit it at the same time.
Yeah, I'm not sure actually which one picked it up. It looks like Jarvan did back there from that lane, and some heavy harass from Reginald going down on Sal's here, level 6. Really, I think this lane is going to even out pretty much as it gets to mid-game. You're going to see, in just a couple more levels, you're going to see both of them able to sustain themselves once they hit about 6, and I don't think you're going to see much action going down mid. Looks like a lot of harass going down on double lift, though.
Yeah, double lift is definitely in a difficult lane for him. He has to get up there and auto-attack the creeps. He may actually get first blooded here. Not first blooded, but just killed, yeah. First blood. I forgot that was that first little jungle. Since she does have that passive, though, that keeps him alive with the amount of damage that's done, it just halved all the damage that was being put on her, and she was able to kind of survive through that. Plus, Dowrus, I believe, got a heal off. That's why he's low mana now.
Yep, he did get a heal off, I believe, and Poppy was able to flash out to survive from that damage. So she actually flashed away from that. Is it Hilt over Peacemaker is what it's called? Yeah.
Hilt over Peacemaker is the long-range Q ability.
The long-range Q that Caitlyn did. He was able to kind of hop away from that and survive. Yeah. So you do have Danton doing his slow way through the jungle here as Maokai.
Yeah, he'll be getting a little bit better off once he gets his different abilities leveled up. Unfortunately for him, though, he has not been able to pick up that blue buff, and that's so useful for Maokai just because he's got huge mana issues after using a couple of abilities, so he's already out of mana. It's kind of like when he's laning, you can't really use those abilities to harass and poke as much as you would like to. There is that mana issue, but he is really good with keeping his health up generally, because whenever he auto attacks enough times and uses a certain amount of abilities, he will get a pretty decent amount of heal based on I think a percentage of his HP.
Yeah, I think that this is kind of interesting. It looks like Solomid is really kind of owning this game at this point. They're way ahead on farm. Yeah. They've got 3 of them over 40, and then I think EG only has 1 that's around like the 40-50 range, maybe 2. There might have been 2 there. But either way, it's they're actually pulling ahead here on farm. They're out harassing all of their lanes. Their jungle is absolutely counter-jungling this. Maokai Hart is going to try to steal this blue buff. It looks like there might be a little bit of action going down at blue buff, but Reginald and Janna are both going to respond, and I think Maokai is going to have to just run, get away from there. He is going to survive that. He's going to try to harass and get what he can for that blue buff, but walks right into that Reginald ult, and he puts the exhaust down, try to prevent a little bit of that damage, and he is able to survive. You've got Sal's coming in here to try to get some harass, and Dyra's showing up here to try to shut down Reginald. They are going to pull out Reginald. Janna flashes over the wall and is able to skate away to freedom.
So very nice little fight there. Odwin actually did end up getting that blue buff, from what I can tell.
Yeah, I think he did end up getting it.
Yeah, I don't know if that's his own or if he just stole it from them. I'm pretty sure he stole. Oh man, Sauce is actually going to pick up a kill on the Odwin. Possibly, no, Odwin was actually able to use his shield quite effectively, but Sauce really wants this. Oh man, he's definitely going to get it. Yeah.
It flashes in, throws on his ultimate, and actually does pick up that kill. Well played by Salsa. He had a feeling that Nocturne was just going to go try to heal up off those creeps there at Wraiths, and decided that he didn't want that to happen. So he went ahead and cut him off, and really anticipated that move well. And now EG pulls ahead by 1 kill.
So 1 kill ahead. That was a really good move by Sauce, playing into the fact that he just had a really good suspicion that Nocturne would be going back. The great thing about him picking up the kill is that he has a blue and a red buff now, and it's going to be very difficult for Reginald to keep him down. He's just going to be able to basically AFK farm those minions. He's going to turn on his ultimate and just kill everything down quickly. And so really strong having a big bird with a blue buff.
yes, it is.
And here we go. Chaos is just farming quite heavily on these minions. He does so much damage, big base damage on Caitlyn for sure. And once you add in the Janna shield, man, that's kind of why you see so much harassment going down on the Poppy. Now, I believe that Doublelift was able to pick up 2 Philosopher's Stones on Poppy now, so she should be able to heal up from those Philo Stones a little bit better. And I don't know if they know that Dan Dan is actually waiting in here in the bush. Probably going to wait just enough time for Chaos to get close, and he might actually try and lock him down, and then there will be a stun from Tarek, and then Poppy can push him into a wall. That's going to be a really heavy gank. I hope that we don't watch this blue buff while that gank's going down.
Yeah, I know. There we go. There we go. And Poppy is now pushing a special into that wall. He does get the stun, but she's able to get away, shield herself, and prevent any further damage. But that could have been bad for that Janna. I'm glad that we were able to kind of see how that fight went down.
For sure. So pretty good action here. Looks like there is going to be a little bit of engaging onto Keox, but he does get his trap net away, and I think Doublelift's going to go ahead and dive this. I don't know if he can actually get the kill because he's slowed by the net, and there we go. Doublelift is able to get away as well, so it's not like it's actually going to get him killed, but it does push out Keox from the lane temporarily. And especially better be careful here because if he gets pushed into the tower, he could get bursted down possibly. Oh, but we do have a gank here going on the middle. Looks like the odd one and the Rain Man as well as Reginald. All 3-man gank that guy. He got his double bust back though.
And I'd like to point out here, I was talking about earlier when you have so many people in one lane and you get frustrated because what is the other lane doing? Well, if you look top, Corki is pushing just as he should here. They are, I think, going to go ahead and pick up this tower mid. I don't think Maokai can do much to stop them. So they are going to pick up that tower mid. Corki is still pushing that tower top. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it. But it does look like bottom is settled down. There he goes. He does pick up that turret. And Maokai doesn't get caught by Reginald, so now they're just kind of protecting that second turret. And
so great play there.
Again, well played, and it was 1 for 1. So that kind of shows you the importance, like I've said, of these teams have been really the strength of this tournament. It's something that's really been emphasized, is the fact that turret pushing makes a huge difference. You didn't see that as much with CLG, and I really think that was their biggest weakness in these games, is that you just didn't see them pushing those turrets as seriously as some of these other teams. So it's now 12 minutes in, and both teams are down a turret.
Yes, this is true. So from what I can tell, this game looks like it could be more evenly matched since there's not going to be a lot of snowball, since they both got each other's turret. Now, technically, it could still snowball if either TSM or EG is able to take out the other 2 turrets without the other team catching up in that respect. And we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. But so far, it looks like they are both quite strong teams. The team comps are kind of even from what I can tell, and it's just going to come down to the team who has the better plays and who plays smarter overall.
Yep, definitely. I mean, it just really is going to come down to strategy, and it's kind of interesting to see the Din brothers. We talked about strategy earlier and how they're both pretty good at that, and now we're going to see Reginald and Dan Din versus each other, so we're going to have to see whose strategy is going to prevail.
I agree. Alrighty here, and looking at the mini-map, there's a lot of people grouping up, getting ready to go for Dragon. So I do believe that they will try for this Dragon while Restorize is actually pushing the top lane. So if they're not careful, they could actually get 4-man ganked here. 5v4'd, because there is a Poppy. But I don't know, do they not know this is happening? Yeah, they're actually going to pick up that Dragon safely and get out of there. And there we go. Caitlyn just jumps over. They're going to have to get back because I think the Westerites could potentially take out this tower. He does do a lot of damage, and there is quite a big wave of creeps. Vladimir is coming around to try and catch him, but I'm pretty sure the Westerites could Valkyrie out safely. Look at the damage going down on that tower. Really good job by Westerites pushing that tower, knowing that they are at Dragon. So while they do get Dragon, that tower is potentially up for grabs next time he's able to push it like that.
Yeah, and I think that's really well played there by EG to go put as much damage on that tower as he could, taking advantage of the fact they knew they were going to lose Dragon. They knew there wasn't much to do. There actually is some action going down here top. It looks like Jarvan has caught that Corki. Corki was able to Valkyrie over the wall and get away, it looks like, though.
Yeah, so pretty close, but it looks like Double Lift is going to go ahead and charge into Xpecial, trying to do as much damage as possible, but yeah, that's not going to work out since she does have her ultimate, and it might have been better if she actually tried to go for
put the ult on the Caitlyn there.
However, she does have red buff, and she can always net backwards. So Double Lift's actually got a pretty difficult lane here. He's not going to be able to get fed from that. Here we go. Dower's putting down the stun on Cax, and Double Lift's going to try and push him down and do a little bit of Q. No, he doesn't actually use his push since he was not going to be able to push him into the wall. That is smart. Double Lift might have actually put himself in a bad position if he did that. So instead, he just goes up and tries to harass a bit. But Janna's shield is so strong in this case that it's not really able to do a lot of harass. The Rain Man going up here to defend top. Now there's actually two people, Maokai and West Rice. They do want to take that tower out. Let's see, Reginald coming in behind with his trademark gank, waiting for them to just get there to the tower.
Waiting for them to come back, yep.
Yeah, that is trademark for Reginald. I'm going to put TM on this. And here we go. Double Lift is getting really low. There's nothing he can do. He's definitely going to go down. He tries to flash out and be sneaky, but Chaos just finishing up with one last auto attack. And Salt's getting ulted on by the odd one, and the stream is lagging a little bit. Okay, here we go. There's an ultimate from Caitlyn, and now he's feared. Is he going to be able to get out of here? He's going to be able to flash. He does have his flash, so that's good. He will escape. That was very close, but it could be a tower kill. TSM's going to continue pushing this up. Look at Corki and Dandan. They did take the bottom lane.
Just pushing this lane. Yeah, they're actually Corki tried to dive after the Rain Man there, but Rain Man was able to kind of skate away. They were able to pick up that second turret, and Solomid is going to try to even out the odds here by picking up this turret, and as I really like this play here, as I was talking about turrets farms, they're really pushing back and forth as far as turrets goes. It's kind of going 1 for 1. Every time EG gets a turret, Solomid makes sure to go and get a turret as well, and they're kind of going back and forth, and to me, it really shows that they appreciate the importance of these turrets and getting them down. So it actually is, Solomid is up by 1 turret now because they have that mid turret down.
Yeah, so that's a pretty strong play by both teams, knowing that pushing is the best way to win the game. And so, like I said, it's not going to be one of those snowball games where one team doesn't get any towers. They are going to be probably going into a late game on this one, and it's going to come down to probably a Baron fight or something of that nature, somebody getting out of position, or who knows what, but something of that sort. Sauce is going to be a really heavy forced to deal with as well if he locks down a couple of players, but at the same time Nocturne is a pretty decent pick in this case just because he can kind of jump through and chase down, potentially chase down Corki or someone like that. And
he's trying to catch. I'd like to see what's going on up there. There we go. There's Corki. He's going to back in Baron and just kind of skate.
Oh, he jumps over to go for the Rain Man and then flashes over, noticing that he's there. I don't think he actually knew he was there right away.
Vlad there. I don't think he realized what he was going into there. I think that he probably would have been fine if he had backed in Baron, but either got a little greedy or thought he'd been spotted and didn't want to get caught there.
This is going to be a 2-tower advantage for Team Solomid. They're going to go ahead and take this out, and it looks like the odd one is just going to go ahead and zone out as well as Reginald. And Xpecial and Chaos getting ready to continue on to the next turret. They are pushing as hard as possible because they know that they need to capitalize on the amount of time that they are given. Now that the Corki is dead, they won't have very long before these creeps die, and they have to get away from this turret. Reginald coming around behind. He might be in a bad position. He does get caught by Dan, but he's able to pull out safely. They get that turret down to half health, and they're probably going to want to be at this point. I don't think they're going to stick in for this, and so they're going to go ahead and take this red buff, which is smart. That's going to keep it from Corki. You definitely don't want Corki to have that red buff. I wonder who they're giving it to. Maybe Chaos, probably. There we go. And, oh, dang! Double Lift was down there pushing bottom lane while all of this was happening. So that is good. He's able to even it up on towers now. Not even up. There's almost
still up by 1. But and that again, I really just want to emphasize. I mean, we keep saying it over and over and over again, but you do see the importance of this. Every time Solomid goes to push a tower, EG tries to do it best they can to catch up, and that is going to be huge for them. It's really keeping them even as far as this game goes. They're not letting themselves get out pushed, and they're trying to keep up as best they can. I do think they're a little behind, though, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, they are a little bit behind. Team Solomid has a couple of kill advantage, and then looking at the creep score, Team Solomid is doing pretty well. I mean, it's not like they're super far behind, but at the same time, it's it could I still think it's going to come down to a critical team fight.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's definitely going to get into late game with this one. Well, and late game meaning that, but after both teams are farmed, and if we see these team fights go down, I don't think you're going to see a real advantage here early game. The Dragons has been actually, who has gotten the Dragons?
I do believe that Solomid picked up that one dragon and then they skated out, because I do remember Caitlyn jumping over the wall after picking it up.
Yep, I remember that too.
Okay, so they are up that one dragon now. Another thing to note here is that
Vlad way out of position here. I think they're going to catch him. There's some pings going down bottom.
We're not going to watch that. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
So Reginald going to get pushed right into the wall. Not good for him, so he has taken out. Good job by Epic Gaming for picking that up, and hopefully Nocturne is not caught out there. He does have a red buff and an Oracles. And there we go. The dragon is up. Good timing for EG to pick up that kill down bottom. They're all grouped, ready to go. Going to pick up this dragon and make it even. Oh, are we going to see a Baron? We may see a Baron.
Looks
no.
like they're going to split off. They decided not to go for it after all. Corki was there, and they know Corki's there because they have that ward, or it could be a Caitlyn trap. They've got something up there kind of giving them, they might not have vision, but so maybe they didn't know Corki was there. But either way, they decided against going for the Baron while that dragon was being taken. And I think that was probably a wise decision.
So they may actually go ahead and pick up this turret here. I don't know if TSM can. I like how Dan puts down the ultimate in preparation for a dive, but they went ahead and decided not to do that, so that's good.
Malachi ultimate is so strong. I don't think people give it enough credit, but really, if you can imagine the fact that it shuts down a lot of your damage in there, and it's just a huge, big circle that if you fight in it, which is big and it's easy to fight in, and people tend to just ignore it, but it is shutting down the damage that's incoming. So that's
it's really good against AoE compositions as well. And TSM really working hard to get this Baron. They do dodge that lockdown by Sauce, and looks like EG is way out of position for this. And I do believe that TSM is going to go ahead and pick up the first Baron of the game. That is an amazing lead for them now having this. But if they do get killed right here, that actually could shift the favor into Epic Gaming's side. However, there goes West Rice, there goes South. That's 2 kills. All 5 are still up for TSM, and I don't think that Epic Gaming is going to be able to come back from this deficit. Oh, nice job by Xpecial flashing in and pushing them backwards. 2 more kills. Only one getting away is Poppy. They're going to lose this mid tower for sure. Now with the Baron buff, they can push this safely through, and I think the TSM is probably going to pick up game number 1. Definitely it's not over yet, but that is a huge advantage, and a team like Solomid is going to push that advantage very hard, and unless they make a really bad mistake later on, I don't think they will. They're going to go ahead and take this game 1, and they just need to win 1 more for that first place. However, game 2 could be different, and like I said, EG only needs to win 1 to take the place, so this game is not going to affect them too much.
It's not the decider. Yeah, it's like you said. They only need to win one game. So EG just has to come back and kind of make a good stand here in this next game, and they can still absolutely win this. Though, I mean, it looks like it's just kind of been a stomping here from Solomid. They've really been able to just kind of snowball out. EG's done its best they can to try to keep up in towers, but they just don't have the strength of the team fights to be able to really push through them, and that's really been a hindrance to them this game. I'm excited to see kind of what they decide for tactics next game. I mean, I said, I think that this is definitely going to go here to solo mid. I don't see how EG can really come back in strength from this, but hey, you never know.
Well, they are a little bit down, and I don't know what the gold advantage is, but you can see by the gold there on Teemo that they're actually up 1390 gold on each champion, so over 6,000 gold advantage right now for Team Solomid. You're going to have to subtract a little bit because I know that Epic Gaming does have 1 dragon and 3 towers. So they get a little bit, but that Baron is just a huge amount. I think, what is it, like 360 for each champion? 250? I don't know, something like that.
I think it starts out at 300 for each champion.
I don't know. It's something big, though. It adds up.
Yeah. We got a zoom if you're playing the freak casting game. There is a zoom going on there. It looks like they're a little bit a couple of wards. We've got the red and the green there together. Oh, and that one exploded.
Oh, blood everywhere. Since wards are made with sweat and tears and a little bit of blood. That's basically what you see there.
Yeah, that is exactly, and you just saw that explode right there.
Oh man, those saplings, they want blood. Look at that, they're just chasing down.
You just see Dyrus here is taking this red buff, and
so Dyrus is getting prepared to carry this game. He will be the #1 AD carry for the team. TSM coming in saying, "No, sir, you will not carry."
We do not want you to have that red buff, Tarek. No, sir.
No, sir.
So they've actually kind of shut this Tarek out. They're going to go ahead and push this inhibitor. There isn't a tower to protect them, so this is definitely in TSM's best interest to engage here on this inhib. And it's in EG's best interest to let them do it and just kind of take it.
Well, not necessarily in the best interest, but it's their only choice. So. Yeah,
exactly. I think that if they were to engage, then it could end very poorly with them. The last team fight against Solomid didn't go very well, and that was without Baron buffs. So.
And they're just waiting on some creeps to get there to kind of back them up so they can stand behind it and not take the harassment from that Corki. And they're also waiting for a good opportunity to go ahead. There we go. They went in and took an inhibitor, just pushing him back enough to hit it a few times. Now, I'm guessing that they want to move towards top there, but the wave for Epic Gaming is actually pushing. However, now that they took the inhibitor, it will give the creeps more HP, so it'll probably actually begin snowballing against EG very soon towards the top lane. So if you start watching those creeps on the top, oh look, there is actually going to be an engage on double left. He's going to go ahead and go for the, oh man, he's going to do a lot of damage to Chaos. I don't know if it's going to kill him or not. Yep. Does take him out.
Oh, it is great flash over that wall, and I think he's gonna tackle back to try to get away, but no, he doesn't.
Oh, don't think he has enough. Oh, there's the ignite. So Reginald picking up the kill there. He definitely would have gotten away anyways.
I think he's definitely caught. It was a good flash though over that wall. Valiant effort.
Yeah, that was a lot of damage going down on the Chaos from him, and we did see that game. If you did watch yesterday, man, he only had I think he had like 2 Glowstones, and then he had maybe a Sheen and a Deathfire Grasp, and he just completely, literally like insta-melted, was it like an Ashe or something like that?
Or an any character on the team? Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think it might have been an Ashe and just completely melted her. Like,
I just remember like
up against that wall.
Literally just
yeah.
Alrighty.
So you do see double lift now. He's picked up the Sheen and the Deathfire Grasp right there, so he should be able to. You'll be able to see a little bit of that this game. Deathfire Grasp, such a strong item for that single target damage. You like to pick up that item on some of your burst champions like LeBlanc and Veigar, and doing the combination of all of those together and just watching their health explode. So it's interesting to see that on Poppy, and obviously it works very well.
I agree, and so here we go. Up now, 6 kills with also a Baron to boot, and now an inhibitor down. I do believe that this is starting to look pretty bad for EG, and they're not necessarily 100% out of it, but they are looking at a pretty dire situation. Wondering if we're going to catch... Oh, look at Westrise down in the Baron area. I think that he's going to die. Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna die. What is he doing
Westrise definitely bites the bullet.
That's the second time he's gotten caught in that area.
It is the second time he's gotten caught. I think that someone needs to tell Westeros that his secret is out. They know that he likes to back in Baron.
Yeah, they know he likes to sit there and have a party.
Yeah, they do. He does like that Baron.
Who likes to party? Westrise likes to party.
So it looks like they're doing a little bit of a push here top, and I don't think that EG can really do much to prevent it. They're just kind of hanging out at the turret. We got Maokai up there. He's going to prevent these creeps from getting much damage there. He's going to take it themselves. Solomid is here grouping up. They've got 3 kind of roaming here together. They're meeting up with the Vladimirs. Now there's 4, and they're just kind of spreading throughout the jungle, clearing out all of these creeps, and just gaining full map control, I think, is their goal at this point.
Yes, I agree. And here we go. They're just going to go ahead and back out. They finished taking on most of the creeps. Going to pick up some items. Look at this Jarvan, man. So strong right now. He's got the Atmos Impaler, as well as he's got 3 gold per 5 items, and then, he actually just sold that one there. But yeah, he's also got the Force of Nature, so he can run really fast and get into behind the front wave and just jump onto that Corki quickly. He's probably going to wait for Corki to do his Valkyrie before he does it, but possibly not. I don't know. And other than that, there is a lot of other people I want to look at items for. Maokai going just pretty much full tanky. I don't really like Maokai, to be honest, unless he's just like soloing. I don't know. I mean, It doesn't feel strong in the build that Dan's doing right now.
You know, it is. Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think that in this team comp, he's kind of a weak choice, and I agree. If you play him like how Chu 8 played him, then he has kind of more of a chance. But in this case, I just think he's kind of a weak choice. I mean,
yeah, I do feel that way. I mean,
he does do the 20%. I mean, it's the only bonus. It is 20% damage reduction for any incoming damage, and then a portion of that is also dealt back to the enemy team when he ends that ult.
Yeah, that's true. However, in this case, he's just not. We're able to do other. Oh, okay, so I'm going to look at items for Caitlyn. She's got the, instead of going for the Bloodthirster, which we saw I think last time, she actually went for the Infinity Edge and then a Zeal, and probably going to build into a Phantom Dancer very soon as well. And now Reginald, I'm guessing, has like Death Cap and all those other standard items with the cooldown reduction. Dan did, though, getting initiated on, and I think he's definitely going to get a lot of damage put onto him. But with that ultimate, he's actually not taking too much damage, and Sauce as well being able to heal up. Double F's going to jump in here, try and do a lot of damage and take out X Special, and yes, he does take out X Special, and then Chaos finishes Double Lift out. After that, Dan did going to go down as well. Actually, she could have just hit him one more time and decided not to do that, but this is actually going to end really badly for EG. They actually, I think, just got aced.
They did get aced, They did get aced, and Solomid now has 4 up, so 5 for 1 in that exchange. Not looking good for EG. With these 4 up, they are going to be able to push through for the win. Rain Man looks like he's doing a little bit of suiciding here.
Whoa, there's a surrender.
Yeah.
So there we go. That is game number 1 that TSM takes. They need to win 1 more. So the next person who wins is going to be the champion for the North American DreamHack qualifiers. I'm excited. So the 2 Dan brothers just kind of facing off. Let's see who is the stronger bro.
Well, in that game, it was definitely Solomid